So I'm hosting a speed dating event, and like 9 women have showed up and only 2 males. Why? And like 7 males pay for tickets. So I don't know why. Why don't men come to speed dating events?
Question of the day: why don't men go to singles events?
Why can't the black men come enjoy a brunch with us and chill and just eat and have a good time? You be home by 6 and watch the game. I never seen a world where men be so thirsty to just be with men.
That's a gaslight right there. Who said men are choosing to be with men? Dudes is at home learning skills, reading books, saving the money. Men ain't, broing it out all the time. They just focused on themselves.
When women invite y'all to something, we just want to have a good time with y'all. Why y'all so mad at us? That's so weird, and we the same.
That's gaslighting. Don't assume the emotional state of the men. Y'all consider it a good time. We consider it a waste of time. And in regards to speed dating specifically, I do think for the wrong type of man, it's a full-fledged humiliation ritual. I think a lot of men are checking out from hunting altogether, whether it be a singles mixer, a speed dating event, or just approaching a chick at the grocery store. A lot of men are checking out on hunting because they don't see the return on the investment. Criteria of being a real man, a good man, is getting more and more rigid by the hour. You've become this superstar Negro, and now you got access to all these different females. But then when you get to thumbing through the catalog of what you've now gained access to, it's like buying a big ass coupon book full of coupons to stores you don't shop at. You see what I'm saying? The return on investment is ass. And that's why men ain't showing up.
Just sitting here thinking about how I went to singles night at church, and it was hundreds. I mean, at least 1,000. First, I thought it was 500, but the pastor said it was 1,000 singles in attendance. Like, are we all living the same life at this point? Because I've never been in a room with that many single people. Even thought that it was even. I thought I was like the only one left. I mean, beautiful women, all types, shapes, and sizes. Literally African American women. Like a room full of singles, and I'm like, this has to be an experiment. Like this has to be like assimilation. Is that the word I want to use? I think so. Like, I'm confused, and I'm like low key, like nervous, like for us. We're shit for myself, fuck y'all, because where are the men? Where are the men? Then again, never mind. We know where they at. Bye.
We do not care.
It's actually sad to see how disconnected we become. You have 1,000 women in the church, of all places, wondering where the good men are, but in the same breath showing zero accountability as to why those men didn't show up. If a man doesn't feel valued, respected, or safe from judgment, why would he spend his Friday night putting himself on display? Dismissing men at the end just proves why they stayed home.
1,000 single women showed up to a church singles event, and only like 20, 30 men showed up.
At this point, I don't understand why anyone is still surprised over this. Between the drizzle movement and the bear versus the man argument, and the general huge amounts of men that have been speaking out about how marriage and relationships are just not worth it, and that dating is only ever worth it if you end up finding a unicorn where she's like putting in effort just like you are. With all of that very much known, it is no surprise that men are rather staying home, keeping their peace, chilling, working, or ignoring people.
Man, I gotta laugh at this because the numbers are hilarious. 1,000 women and 30 dudes? They really pushed that choose the bear talk and mocked men online, and now they're shocked that men actually listened and stayed home. Brothers are playing video games, working out, and building their lives instead of being judged at a church mixer. Can't say I blame them. The energy just isn't worth the gas money anymore.
A rise in singles events, meeting people kind of off apps, getting people off apps is a big thing. What a lot of the stats show is that people that go to these events are mainly women. Why do you think men don't go to these things?
What nightclubs are to men is what single events are to women. So if you're a guy going to a nightclub, one, you're going to have to pay to go in. Women go in free. a lot of the time because the clubs are looking for women because they bring the guys, right? So the clubs invite women because it brings the guys. So one, you're going to have to pay more than a woman to go in. Two, realistically, to get any kind of attention or succeed with a girl, you kind of have to be in the top 5% of guys in the club, either in terms of looks, in terms of status, or in terms of money.
Table.
Right? Exactly. 3, 9 times out of 10, the kind of girls who are regulars at nightclubs generally aren't the kind of girls that you're wanting to choose for a wife anyway. They don't have certain qualities that you're looking for long term.
I love how he breaks down the nightclub dynamic because it's so true. Women are used to being the prize that brings the crowd, but at these singles events, the tables are completely turned. They're realizing that without men willing to play the game and chase, the whole system collapses. It's wild watching them finally realize that men have options too, and one of those options is just not playing.
How do I get single men to come to a party? I have a restaurant in Brooklyn and I want to throw a singles mixer for Valentine's Day. And all of the women in my DMs are very enthused, but no men. So how do I, without getting canceled, tell people to like bring their single guy friends? Lots of enthused gays too. So the gays and the girls, maybe the gays and the girls should just have a party and we just exclude the men. Is that? I'll get canceled for that too. Anyway, tips welcome. I have a tequila sponsor, so tequila on me all night. Margaritas, spicy palomas, anything your heart desires. Just need the straight men to show up.
This is pure comedy right here. You got all the women in the gay community ready to go, and the straight men are just completely missing in action. She's offering free sponsored tequila, and brothers are still saying, nah, I'm good. That should tell you everything you need to know. No amount of free liquor is going to make a man walk into a setup where he knows he's just there to be graded.
Where are all the men? That's what those women say when they're posting social events where there's no men there. Like, look at it, it's just a sea of women. You know why there's no men there? Because of the women. A wise man told me this. Because think about it. Guys are onto us, ladies. They know if they go to these social events, we're going to only gravitate to like 2 of them, while the rest of the guys are pretty much ignored or seen as creeps. So why would men voluntarily go to an event where they know they're going to be rejected on a mass scale? They're at home. They're over us, man. And I don't blame them.
It's rare to see that level of honesty from a woman, admitting the game is rigged. She correctly identifies the pattern. Women crowd these events, ignore 98% of the men, and then wonder why the ignored men don't come back to get insulted again. Brothers didn't just quit, they ran the numbers and realized playing a losing game where you're labeled a creep for just existing isn't a good use of time. They chose peace over mass rejection.
Okay, men, black men especially, please answer me this. Why is it that many of y'all refuse to go to curated dating events? I'm talking about events where the vibes are already set, the ambiance is right, the music is good, the drinks are flowing. You're basically guaranteed to meet somebody who's actually interested in you and is serious about dating. You're pretty much set up to win.
It's just exhausting that they still don't get it. She lists everything that caters to a woman's aesthetic and assumes that's what makes a man feel valued. Black men are tired of being treated like props and targets of constant critique. We don't want a curated stage to perform on. We just want genuine peace and a soft place to land. It's sad that we can't even agree on what a safe space looks like.
The real recession indicators when my homegirl invited me to this dating event in Charlotte, when I went to the site to look at the tickets, the women's tickets completely sold out. The men's tickets widely available, like 90% of them were not sold. Niggas can't even afford to take women out anymore.
You had 22 seconds, and the thing that you came away from an event that there was no men at was men just can't afford to go. Gang, I was just at a lesbian ballet recital. I ain't seen no dudes nowhere. Niggas can't even afford to go to. That's what you sound like, you goofy. I wish these was perks, because it would make it easier to actually stand y'all. You know what a lot of y'all problem is? A lot of y'all got that Stevie Wonder disease. Y'all pick up a phone, see everything that everybody else is seeing, and then suddenly just forget that this should ever affect real life. I ain't never been to a singles event in my life. Yet at the same time, I ain't never seen a time where singles events was getting talked about more. You know why you don't see dudes at singles events? Because of every video that y'all do about not seeing dudes at single events. Every other week, it's another one of y'all. Oh, y'all, I went to the singles event and I ain't seen no men. Y'all went to the singles event and it was only ugly men. Y'all went to the singles event, but all of the men that was there were just saying stuff I ain't like. What y'all going to singles events for? Every day is a singles event. You just pussy, so you don't talk to the girls you really want to talk to. The same thing for y'all girls. You pussy, because you don't talk to none of the guys that you like. Niggas not going to singles events because I could go to brunch by my damn self.
Man, that Stevie Wonder disease line is gold because it's so accurate. People live on their phones and completely forget how real-world cause and effect works. You cannot spend all week making TikToks trashing the few dudes who actually showed up at the last event and then get confused when the next one is a ghost town. They literally campaign to keep men away with their hypercriticism, and now they're mad the campaign actually worked.
Like if you were to do it in a bar, right? There's a chance that the person you're approaching is in a relationship or they're just not in the mood to talk. I think we've all been there, right? Like you've gone out with your friends and you're like, this is about me and my friends. This is not about other people tonight. And so I really think going to these dating events is such an untapped opportunity for men. And it's crazy to me because women's tickets for events sell out so quickly all the time. I've seen events where the women's tickets sell out within 15 minutes. And then men's tickets are still available until like an hour before the event. It's crazy. So yeah, I think I really believe in dating events, especially because I think there's actually way more manners in dating events. The problem with dating apps is like things like ghosting, and ghosting to me is a lack of respect and manners, right? It doesn't take much to say, nice talking to you, but I don't feel a connection, goodbye. Like it doesn't take much to do that. But because we're digital and we're just constantly swiping.
It's funny how she tries to frame this as some amazing deal for us. She points out that women's tickets sell out in 15 minutes while men's don't sell at all. But she thinks the problem is that men just don't know about it. Nah, we know. We just know that paying money to get graded by a room full of women who were not in the mood at the bar isn't a vibe. The market of dating is speaking, and men are just staying home.
Note to friends, if you see any more advertisements for singles mixers, singles events, matchmaker, speed dating, any of these type of events going forward, please refrain from sending me any more of those links. Please and thank you. So I'm going to tell you guys why I'm opting out of any more singles events whatsoever. So a few months back, one of my friends sends me a link to a singles like mixer event. It's by Jigsaw. Some of you guys may have seen those advertisements because I believe they do them in various cities. I am located in St. Louis, Missouri. It was going to be held at a local brewery not far from my house. So I thought, yeah, let's give it a try. It's been a while since I've been to a singles event. So that Saturday, the day of the event, I'm up, ready to go. I shower, get dressed. I have on a nice brown dress. It's fit me perfect. And I got on my jewelry, all my stuff on, got my hair done, everything. Smelling good, perfume, the whole bit, which I thought was an interesting venue to have for an event like this, simply because breweries typically have beer only, at least the ones that I've been to. So I thought that was kind of an interesting space, but I'd already bought the ticket. So here I am. I get to the event, and ladies, you guessed it. I guess it's the same everywhere you go. Obviously the women outweigh the men. It was probably maybe 8 guys, and there was about 20 women.
Man, I gotta laugh at the setup. They put a singles mixer at a brewery and then wonder why the ratio is a disaster. She got all dressed up in her best fitted dress, only to walk into a room where the few brothers there probably just wanted to grab a pint in peace. It's pure comedy seeing the realization hit that you cannot just summon men to perform on command anymore. Dudes are at home chilling, not trying to be the main attraction at a beer garden.
So I finally hit up one of these dating events. I keep hearing all these women talking about men don't go to the singles event. So I went. And let me tell you this. For a guy that's in the top, really 5% of men, I know I am. It's like going to the Sizzler. It's like going to a low budget Chinese buffet. Yeah, it's a lot of food there, but most of it you don't want. And then the food that might look interesting already kind of been picked over and messed around and pushed to the side. So really, you don't want that either. To be honest, if a dude got options, if a dude know who he is, really probably the woman that he looking for ain't at a singles event. Because I'm telling you right now, most of the women at the singles event ain't what we want. It's literally like going to a low budget Chinese buffet where the food look old, stale, pushed around, and just not too pleasing. I'm just gonna be honest. So that's probably one reason why the guys y'all want really ain't going to singles event. I'm just being honest.
Nah, bruh, he kept it 100% real and stopped sugarcoating the truth. Women keep asking where the good men are at these mixers, and the answer is they're at home minding their business because they don't want what you're serving. You can't spend your whole life acting like men are lucky to just breathe your air and then expect a top-tier brother to walk into a room and fight for scraps. Men know their worth now, and they aren't settling for less just to say they have someone.
Singles nights being flooded with women, while organizers struggle to get men through the door. The article talked about how women's tickets sell out, while men's tickets sit there like gym memberships in February. Some events are discounting men's tickets, some are comping them entirely. In a few cases, they're literally recruiting random dudes off the street just to try and balance the numbers. And in one case, that would be the one of the author of this article who just happens to run dating events. Gee, there's no journalistic conflict of interest there, is there? Made it mandatory for women to bring a man with them if they wanted to come to the event. So desperate are women that the organizers of the events are now mandating women bring men to the event in hopes they can actually get some to show up.
Notice how the leverage has completely shifted here. Organizers are so desperate for male presence that they're forcing women to do the recruiting just to get through the door. For years, men were told they weren't needed, but now a whole industry is collapsing because brothers simply chose to stay home. It's a perfect case study in supply and demand. Men realize that entering a space where they are judged on a curve isn't worth it, and the system is crashing because of it.
I wanted to give my take on why men aren't really showing up to the dating events and the dating scene right now. And I feel like it's really because the return on investment on dating right now is so low. Like, men just don't see the point of going to dating events or speed dating or anything like that, because it's like, okay, I go to this event, then it's like maybe this works, but at the end of the day, I lose out on most of the financials behind this experiment. Like, I'm basically funding this experiment, and it's like maybe I get something out of it, maybe I don't, and at the end of the day, I feel like I lost the most. So the return on investment is just so low. And secondly, I feel like over the last couple of years, men have just been really in tune to working with themselves, working on themselves, to say. And really it's because you go online, you see men advancing, you see men trying different things, and I feel like being able to see that also creates a different reality for them. Okay, maybe I don't have to chase women right now, I should chase this, or I see other men doing it like this. So it kind of gives different example of how men can occupy their time outside of women. And lastly, I feel like it's really because men kind of saw how how women were bashing men, saying, oh, a man is broke, a man is this, kind of belittling. And that kind of if you really see that kind of example of men being degraded, that kind of makes you check out a little bit. If you really think about it, men are well, if I don't have this amount of money, or if I don't have if I don't have this stature, or that, if I'm not this tall, if I don't make six figures, well, I might as well just relax and enjoy my money and my height and my, you know what I'm saying? So it just makes them check out. And that all kind of goes back to why they're not showing up for these things. Because it's if I'm 5'6" and I don't make six figures, why even bother? You know what I'm saying? You kind of just have to mind your business at that point.
He is absolutely right to tell men to just keep their money and mind their business. Why are you going to pay to go to a singles mixer just to be looked down on and degraded by someone who brings nothing but an attitude? They spent years loudly bashing men, and now they're whispering, where are all the good guys? Stay in your lane, keep building your life, and let them talk to the empty seats.
Look at the big picture, fellas. For years, women have been online talking down on regular, everyday men, saying we aren't tall enough, we don't make enough money, and basically treating us like we don't matter. They built this whole culture of disrespect, and now they're looking around these empty singles events, acting completely shocked that nobody showed up. There is zero accountability. You can't spend years treating men like walking ATMs and demanding we jump through hoops just to get a simple conversation and then wonder why we finally decided to sit on the couch and stay home. Brothers aren't broke and we aren't scared. We just realized the whole setup is a trap, so we stopped playing. It's really that simple. Men are choosing their peace of mind, their goals, and their own money over dealing with bad attitudes and entitlement. We aren't mad, we're just completely done. If you feel me and appreciate the real talk, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.